Hello, welcome to the Queen of Diamonds. I have a very strong Queen of Diamonds influence, so this might be a little longer than the other ones because I know a lot about her. But first, let's talk about just a few details. Go to itiskismet.com to get your full report. Also, you can find cosmic connections on there. You input your birthday and somebody else's, and you can find the planetary influences. Really cool. And I will actually tune into you and send you a lot of information. There are also some freebies on the page. And there is a whole kit that you can get. It's like an owner's manual for being your card. And there's a lot of really fun stuff in there. So check it out. You can also find us on Facebook, Kismet Cards, and you can find me on Facebook. I do a lot of live readings on my personal page. So let's talk about the Queen of Diamonds, shall we? Queens represent the archetype that comes alongside, like a mentor, mother, or teacher to care for in a one-on-one. So like therapists, they make really good therapists. Diamonds are values and the adult phase of life. So they tend to use words like what is important and should and stuff like that. So what is their downside and their upside in brief? So I talk about the ego expression and the essence expression. So the ego expression of the Queen of Diamonds will be self-righteous, sometimes cruel, sharp tongue, because they have a gift with their tongue and discernment. So they can really cut you up because they can see right through you. And they have a tough road. So they get humbled and then they figure out that compassion thing. But when they're young, they tend to be kind of sharp-tongued, and when they're just kind of really triggered, they can be kind of mean. They can be a sermon giver, shooting on everybody, the whole culture, on their children, their spouses, themselves. They can be arrogant, judgmental, and very caretaking, like it's their job. I mean, they're good at it, but it's not always good. People need to bear their own weight, deal with their own stuff, and take their own medicine. So, yeah, Queen of Diamonds like to fix things because they're very invested in how things should be. And they have a lot of insight, so they need to really learn how to back off. And they can also be preoccupied with their own needs and desires. Just got in touch with that this morning. Okay, so what are some of their essence expressions? Really good counselor because of that discernment. They know how to talk straight to you. They're the intersection of Mercury and Saturn. Saturn is like the tough coach. Mercury is speaking and the truth. So sometimes it's their role to deliver this straight talk to people that is difficult to hear. And when they have developed into self-compassion, they're very skillful at that. So compassion with wisdom. They're service-oriented. And they tend to create works of art that benefit everybody. Not all, but a lot of diamond females are just beautifully artistic with the spirit of contribution and nurture, a very maternal, I want to heal kind of thing. So let's talk about their Venus card. So you have 13 cards in your hand, whatever your card is, and your Venus card will tell us about your relationship style, the kinds of women that come into your life, your own female archetype. Sometimes people's mother's card is their Venus card. It happens quite frequently. So yeah, it can tell you something about the women that come into your life. Also, what gives you a sense of calm, ease, and pleasure, because that's Venus. So what is the Venus card for the Queen of Diamonds? It is the Three of Clubs. The Three of Clubs is the writer's card. So their relationship style is going to be very verbal, wanting to talk, share. They're very approachable, relatable. They're storytellers. They love to explore concepts. So the Three of Clubs represents expansion of the mind. Let's do that again. Expansion of the mind. So when you look at the card, actually there are 3 pips on it, is what they're called. And they're usually faced away from, well, they're always faced away from each other, except the diamonds because they're all the same. But that represents a spreading and an expanding. So spreading and expanding of knowledge and concepts. They have an ability to not commit to a particular viewpoint. So yeah, that can be an asset, but it can also be a deficit because they can be on the fence. They're kind of, sometimes they can be persuaded a little too easily, this idea or that idea. But that 3 does allow them to kind of balance and consider different possibilities. They have kind of an interviewer energy with you and wanting to get to know you, but also just share and relate stories. They're very curious, they're well read, and this is, very interestingly, their Venus card is the karma card to the King of Diamonds. So the relationship style for the Queen of Diamonds we could say it could be a little masculine, but you really have to look at the King of Diamonds in particular. So go to that recording and watch the King of Diamonds, and the whole thing will apply to the Queen of Diamonds relationship style to some extent, to a large extent, actually. So their conversation is a love language to them. Words of affirmation, the love languages book, the whole words thing is really big to them. Let's see. Yeah, they just love words. Like, I love word puzzles. I'm crazy about cryptograms. I love learning new words. If I don't know a word, I look it up. I love that about my phone. Yes, and my partner is a 3 of clubs. Shh, don't tell him I told you. So that's one of our funnest ways to relate, is to learn new words and read to each other and talk about ideas. So it's also a worry card, the 3 of clubs. So a love language may be to worry about you or to worry about many things. So if you have a Queen of Diamonds mother, she's going to worry about you. And it's her way of saying, this is how I know how to care about you. She needs to learn how to not stress out so much and let people live their own lives. But anyway, that worry is going to be in there. Let's see. She is most likely ADD. What? Because 3 it indicates a lot of activity, and I've been wanting to bring in the fact that the 5 of Hearts is her Mercury card. So it goes Queen of Diamonds, 5 of Hearts, 3 of Clubs. Those are the first 3 cards in her hand. So that 5 has a really big influence, and I keep wanting to bring that up, so I might as well. 5 is also like a multi-directional awareness kind of thing, and if that's their Mercury card, kind of aware of everything that's going on, they're very aware of people. They're very aware of the people in the room and how each individual might be feeling. And when I'm at a dinner and a bunch of people are there, I have anxiety about, does everyone feel heard? I'm practically obsessed with it. And then one day I realized not everyone feels this way. It's a diamond trait, or a Queen of Diamonds trait. Okay, so Queen of Diamonds, she's most likely ADD. Expect the topic to jump around a lot. She likes fun and humor, but then she may be suddenly very frank with you and get serious, because she is a diamond after all. Diamonds tend to be serious. So that's a quick tour through the relationship style of the Queen of Diamonds. So I'm going to talk about the royal archetypes, because that's how I close out all these face cards. Probably all the cards, haven't done them all yet. But the royal archetypes are the Jack, Queen, and King of your suit. So I am a 7 of Diamonds, therefore I look at the Queen, King, and Jack of Diamonds as modalities of expression. So the Queen is the nurturer, helper, mentor, kind of the one-on-one. 11, it's the 11th card. Jack is 10, Queen is 11, King is 12. No, 13. Shoot, I got that wrong, but it's like the 1 to 2. Anyway, the King represents the 1 to many. So the King of Diamonds is more like when you're managing a business, or you're in a leadership position and you're delegating responsibilities, or when you're the authority on something and you have to be that authority. So these different relationship styles will come in. So if you're a Queen of Diamonds, don't worry. You also have a King of Diamonds relating style, which is more stability, safety, logic, grounding, and mental, because they have the 4 of Clubs in Venus. The Jack of Diamonds also has a 4. They have the 4 of Diamonds, so there's also a stability there, and a kindness, an appreciation of routine, the danger of getting in a rut, but also a thirst for adventure, because the 5 of Spades sits under that 4 of Diamonds for the Jack of Diamonds, and that's really important. So if this is all blah, 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 Ginger, just know that if you're a diamond and you're in your inner child, you need to go do fun new stuff. Like that's going to really feed the relationship, is to go on adventure. Okay, that's it for today. So click like, subscribe, and share if you like this video. And find me on Facebook and go to itiskismet.com to get your full report. Bye.